Ryan Alexanderson, round 2 ProMX at Canberra. Talk to us, man. You've just come back from Europe. Did the first round with the newly formed JPM Motorcycles Kawasaki team. How's the adaptation been to the green bike and coming back to Australia?
Man, it's been sick. It's great, so great to be back home, back with family and friends and everything. Back in training with 00 Elite Rider training at Crawford. It's great. Back on a trusted program. No, it's great and awesome team behind me here, JPM, Jed. So it's actually been quite good adapting to the new bike, new team, and obviously different environment, new people again. So everything's gone pretty smoothly. I really enjoy the bike. Actually, weirdly enough, coming from a steel frame all my career, I've really adapted to the aluminium frame quite nice. So yeah, I really enjoy it, and yeah, looking great out here for tomorrow.
Talk to us about the European experience. You spent, let's say the best part of 2 years in Europe. You've come back to Australia. What's the biggest difference you find from jumping into the MX2 and racing EMX?
Oh, the overseas is just so much more depth in the class. It's obviously heaps of great talents here in Australia, but over there you've got people that would be title contenders over here battling for 10th place over there. So it's crazy. It's all over the shop. Everyone just puts their heart on the line overseas. So it's crazy. I love it over there. It's full on. But yeah, no, it was a great 2 years over there. The second year was had lots more downs and ups, unfortunately, but we landed ourselves back here, and I think it's for the better for now. So I'm really enjoying it.
You say you're for the better. P5 in Moto2, your last round at Wonthaggi. How are we feeling coming into this round? Like, are we vibing off that P5?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. A little unhappy with how Wonthaggi ended. A little off the pace in qualifying. First moto, poor start. Bit of impulsive riding in the first moto sort of caused me to have a poor result, honestly. And then second moto was a bit more patient. Hit my marks a bit better, and it was solid P5. I'm always looking for higher and better. But yeah, this weekend I think we'll be able to hopefully show what we really do.
Brad West, round 2 Canberra, Oz ProMX. Talk to us, man. How are you feeling? You're fresh off round 1.
Yep.
Fresh, a couple of weeks from the round. But yeah, tell us how you're feeling coming into round 2.
Yeah, I think a big break was good for me. Just, analyse round 1, which was tough for me to say the least, probably the worst it could have went. And just test from there, just search. And I think we're in a pretty good spot for this weekend. Track looks good and I'm pumped.
Obviously you've debuted in the 450 class in Supercross before, but was this your first debut in the motocross in Australia?
Yep.
Yeah,
first.
So you say it was probably the worst thing for you, but what was a shock for you coming into round 1?
Nothing really too much of a shock. I think I prepared myself well enough for this, and racing over in the States a lot and the pro motocross over there. So, tough track conditions, I'm pretty used to that. Just racing with a whole bunch of new guys.
And obviously, like you said, you spent a fair bit of time in the US. You're now back here. You're back with the Empire Kawasaki team, the newly formed 450 team. And talk to me, what's the dynamic within the team?
Yeah, great dynamic. Everyone's so helpful. There hasn't been one issue really between anyone. So that's good. Everyone's willing to help each other and kind of bounce ideas off each other. And it's great to have everyone's experience because they've been doing this quite a while. And I got Dean as a teammate, and we bounce ideas off each other and talk about suspension here and there. And yeah.
Talk to me about having Dean as a teammate. Obviously, you can't really get anyone that has more experience in winning. What are you gaining from him, or what are you watching and learning from him that you probably wouldn't get from someone else?
More just his outlook on certain things. I can see a certain area, and obviously I got a certain outlook on some things, and then he sees it, and I'm like, all right, that opened my minds up to doing other things there.
And what's the expectation coming into round 2 this weekend?
Honestly, just put in a good performance. Super pole this round. Last round was kind of disappointing between qualifying and racing. So I'm ready to actually, throw the hammer down.
One more question. You are located pretty remote. You're out in, would almost say, in the middle of nowhere. Do you find that as a disadvantage or an advantage compared to a lot of the guys that are racing down, say, South Coast or down in Victoria?
It has its pros and cons. I can ride whenever I want, having a track in the backyard. Probably not as rough as I would like. Riding by myself or my brother or some friends here and there. This past after the first round, went back down to Brisbane, tested a bunch with suspension, and rode with a whole bunch of new people down there in Brisbane, and it was good for me. So I think I'm going to be down that way a bit more.
Zach Watson, round 2 at Canberra ProMX. Talk to me, man. You debuted with the KTM racing team round 1. How do we feel? How did it all go?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty pumped with it all. It was a slow starting weekend, but it come around in the end, and I was pretty happy to finish in 5th for the second moto. So yeah, really good. I think first hit out for me, first hit out for the team on the new bike, everything like that. So I'm looking forward to this weekend.
You're no stranger to the MX1 class. You came in pretty early. I don't think people realise how young you are. You've been riding MX1 for a while, but coming into MX1 with the expectation, not even so much expectation, but riding for the KTM factory team, was it a little bit different coming into round 1 than years past?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I tried to keep it out of my head a little bit. I think, but then as it got a little bit closer, probably the Thursday, Friday, I started to think like, oh, I'm sort of maybe one of the guys now. And I think I put a little bit of expectation on myself, but it was, all in all, like talking with Kyle and the boys and stuff, it was just, it ran really smoothly. So
quickly on the dynamic under this tent, you've obviously been in other team situations before, but what's the dynamic like under the orange tent? Yeah,
it's good. I enjoy it. They're all the boys get along. I mean, I get along with all the other riders and stuff like that. So I think especially coming into the new team, they were really welcoming and really helpful.
Moto 1 wasn't the prettiest of motos for you, but then Moto 2 you bounced back really strongly. What was the difference there?
Yeah, I had a pretty shocking start in Moto 1 and just took way too long to get going. I had a bit of a get off in the practice on the Saturday, so I was a little bit sore, and I think the position I put myself in, I was thinking about it a little bit too much in the first moto. The second moto, I started in a much better position and kind of just put my head down and tried to ignore the issues. So I think that was the biggest difference, probably just getting off to a better start.
What's the goal coming in around 2? Obviously, you've already had that better moto. What's a better question? What was it like in the weeks off? What would we go to work on?
Probably more just a little bit of intensity. I think definitely early on in the motos I had to work on. That's pretty much all we've done for the last month. So we've still been smacking out our motos, but we did a lot more like sprint type stuff. But yeah, I think I was definitely happy with the 5th, and then hopefully we can build on that and be even better this weekend.
So safe to say that a top 5 is probably the expectation for you coming into Canberra?
Yeah, definitely. I want to get on the podium really badly, and I expect nothing less than a top 5 for myself. So.
Looking at you and obviously talking to you, throughout the years and that sort of stuff, it looks like there has been a mentality shift in you. I think you believe in yourself a little bit more as a guy in the MX1 class. Is that something that you could probably agree to?
Yeah, definitely. I think having last year was a really solid year for me. I had multiple top 5s. I had a fair few of them, and even close podiums. So it sort of, I think, gave me a little bit of confidence and what I needed. So.
Thanks so much. Respawn, round 2, Canberra ProMX. Talk to me, man. How you been?
Yeah, been really good. I've had a good few weeks on the bike, off the bike. It's been really good. So we've made some big changes with the race bike this week. So hopefully it makes a difference on the track. But overall, really gelling with the Honda, with the new team and stuff like that. So just enjoying life, being a dirt bike racer, being a dad. So everything's been really good and just having a good time at the moment.
You seem more relaxed than in years prior. Like, we're used to seeing you under the big trucks and that sort of stuff, and there seems to be a bit of a shift in you. You had a pretty decent result coming into 1K. I mean, I'm sure you probably want more, but talk to me about the shift that you've had in this last 3 months transition into this team.
Yeah, like you said, I think just the whole into environment, it's a lot different to what I've been used to in the past 3-4 years or whatever it's been on factory teams. So it's just, I feel like a weight's been lifted. There's no pressure to go do well. As much as I want to go do well, I'm here to perform, I'm here to podium, I'm here to win. Like that doesn't change at all, but just the whole environment makes a big difference. So like I said, I really enjoy the program I'm on, doing my own riding back at home, and just enjoying riding, enjoying dad life. It all comes together, and just having a blast racing my dirt bike. And I was here a few weeks ago, had an awesome race, so hopefully find that comfort this weekend, and put up on the box. That's I believe I can do that, and I truly believe I'm here to win, and I feel really good.
Talk to me about this adaptation to a Honda. I mean, you did your junior career on a Honda, so yeah, how good is this bike and how happy are you?
Yeah, honestly, I'm the happiest I've been in a little while. Like I said, we did have a few things to work out with the race bike, but we've got on top of it. Factory spec. He's got my bike working really good. We've put one setting in from the start, and we've touched a few clickers here and there. So that's saying that, you know, I feel really good on the bike. Been putting in really good laps and motos back at home. So I feel really good. Just got to come in, good mindset this weekend. Just had some fun. 2 good starts, 2 motos, and yeah, I know I can have a really good weekend.
What's the expectation for this weekend? Obviously, you just said you want to win, but what's like, you know, is that the ultimate? Is that it, or like is there something that you would be happy walking away from Canberra with?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe I can be on the box at bare minimum. I think I can definitely execute that. Like I said, I'll see a few weeks ago. Track was ruddy, it was beat up, and I felt really comfortable. Haven't changed the bike since, so should be pretty close to the same. So hopefully get that same comfort. And yeah, like I said, it all comes down to 2 good starts, and just track position is a big thing. I know I've got the speed, the fitness, and all that to go with it. So 2 good starts this weekend, and we'll be in for a good one.
I sort of feel like these conditions of respud territory, you're feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love the ruts and I love the hard pack, and hopefully it gets bone dry and rock hard, and I feel like I'll be in my comfort zone. So look, it's good. Yeah, I love the ruts and the challenge it brings. So yeah, team feels good. I feel good, and we're working hard. So hopefully we put Moto Coach Elite Racing towards the pointy end this weekend.